Yeliboya, a small island in northern Sierra Leone, was a place of beauty and hardship. The ocean's waves lapped gently against the golden shores, carrying the salty scent of the sea to the simple huts scattered among tall palm trees. Here, life moved to the rhythm of the tides and the calls of fishermen returning from their daily work. Among the villagers was a young man named Musa. He was known for his charm and striking looks, but beneath his smile lay a man burdened by poverty. Musa's fishing boat was small and battered, his nets torn and patched more times than he could count. Each day, as the sun dipped low on the horizon, Musa would sit by the shore, staring at the ocean. His heart ached with longing as he watched wealthier fishermen haul in their catch, their boats brimming with fish, their laughter echoing across the beach. Their lives seemed so easy, he muttered to himself one evening. Why can't I have what they have? The cool ocean breeze offered no reply, only the whisper of waves against the sand. One morning, while Musa sat near the village square mending his net, he overheard two elderly women gossiping under the shade of a large tree. Their voices, though low, carried a spark of excitement. "Have you heard about Madam Saffa?" asked the first woman, leaning closer. "The widow," replied the other, adjusting her brightly colored headscarf. "Yes. They say she's looking for a husband, a young, strong man to help her with her businesses." Musa's hands froze, his needle slipping through the net. Madam Saffa was the wealthiest person on Yeliboya. She owned fleets of fishing boats, vast salt pans, and a bustling market stall on the mainland. Her estate was the largest on the island, surrounded by high walls and tall palm trees. "Imagine marrying her," the first woman continued with a chuckle. "Whoever does will live like a king." That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Musa shared the news with his best friend, Alimemi. The two sat around a small fire on the beach, the salty breeze ruffling their lappa cloths. "You want to marry Madam Saffa?" Alimemi laughed, his voice ringing out over the quiet shore. "Musa, you're my friend, but this is madness. Do you think she'll just hand over her wealth? She'll test you, and trust me, those tests won't be easy." Musa's jaw tightened. "I'm tired of living like this, Alimemi. Every day, I watch others succeed while I struggle just to survive. If there's even a chance to change my life, I'll take it." The next morning, Musa dressed in his best lappa cloth, though it was faded and patched. His heart pounded as he approached Madam Saffa's estate. The compound was surrounded by tall palm trees, its wooden gates carved with intricate patterns. Workers moved about, carrying baskets of fish and salt. Mama Kodiatu, the housekeeper, opened the gate slightly, her sharp eyes narrowing as she looked him up and down. "What do you want here, young man?" she asked, her tone cut. "I've come to see Madam Saffa," Musa replied, his voice steady despite his nerves. Moments later, Musa stood in Madam Saffa's sitting room. The space was adorned with woven mats, pottery, and large windows that let in the morning light. Madam Saffa sat regally in a carved wooden chair, her Gara print dress shimmering in the sunlight. Her expression was calm but sharp, her piercing eyes assessing him. "Why are you here?" she asked, her tone direct. Musa bowed slightly. "Madam, I've heard about your search for a husband. I want to be that man." Her eyebrow arched. "Why would a young man like you want to marry an older woman like me?" Musa smiled, his charm shining through. "Madam, it's not just your wealth. I see a strong and wise woman. Together, we could build something even greater." Madam Saffa chuckled softly, leaning back in her chair. Words are easy, young man. If you truly mean what you say, you must prove yourself. My wealth is not for the lazy or the weak. Are you ready? Yes, madam, Musa replied without hesitation. Musa's first test seemed straightforward: catch enough fish to feed Madam Saffa's workers for a week. But there was a catch: he had to fish in the open sea, far from the calm waters of Yeliboya. As dawn broke, Musa pushed his small boat into the water. The waves grew larger as he ventured farther out, rocking his boat violently. The salty spray stung his eyes, and his hands trembled as he cast his net into the churning water. Each haul brought disappointment. His net tore multiple times, letting his catch slip away. "This can't be the end," Musa muttered, his voice hoarse. He worked tirelessly, patching his net with shaking hands. By sunset, his boat was filled with fish. Exhausted but triumphant, Musa returned to shore, dragging his heavy net behind him. Villagers gathered, whispering in awe as they watched him. Madam Saffa inspected his catch with a nod of approval. "You've shown resilience," she said. "But this is only the beginning." For his second test, Musa was sent to oversee Madam Saffa's salt pans. The workers were disorganized, their tools broken, and the pans poorly maintained. When Musa arrived, the workers eyed him with skepticism. "What does this boy know about managing salt pans?" muttered an older worker, crossing his arms. Musa ignored the whispers, rolling up his sleeves to join them in the grueling labor. The sun beat down mercilessly, and his hands blistered from scraping salt. Over time, he earned their trust through his determination and willingness to listen. By the end of the week, the salt production had doubled. The workers, once skeptical, now respected him. Madam Saffa was pleased but warned him, "Leadership without compassion is meaningless." Musa's third test took him to the mainland market, where he was tasked with collecting debts. The market was alive with the clatter of pots, the hum of bargaining, and the sharp aroma of spices. Musa approached each trader with firm politeness, collecting payments despite their grumbles. At one stall, Haja Mariatu, a widow, pleaded for more time. "Please, Musa," she begged. "Business has been slow, and my children have nothing to eat. Give me a little more time." Musa hesitated, remembering Madam Saffa's instructions. "Very well," he said softly. "I'll speak to Madam Saffa on your behalf." One evening, Madam Saffa handed Musa a contract. "Sign this, and you'll secure your place beside me," she said. "But it will take away Haja Mariatu's land." Musa's hands trembled as he read the document. The weight of his dreams pressed against the voice of his conscience. After a long pause, he placed the paper back on the table. "Madam, I cannot sign this. If wealth means destroying someone else, I don't want it." Madam Saffa smiled, her sharp eyes softening. "You've passed the ultimate test. I don't need a husband, I need someone I can trust. From today, you'll be my chief manager." Musa rose to his new role with pride and humility, earning respect across Yeliboya. He used his position to uplift others, ensuring that no one in the village faced the struggles he once endured. The villagers celebrated his success with song and dance, their drums echoing across the island. Musa often reflected on his journey, realizing that true wealth lies not in riches, but in integrity and kindness.